In March 2009, a chilling saga unfolded in a New York courtroom. Stacey Castor, once seen as a victim of multiple family tragedies, was unmasked as the calculating orchestrator of those very horrors. But when investigators started at the end and worked backward, a pattern emerged that had been hidden in plain sight. She transformed from grieving widow to sinister mastermind was complete as she silently accepted her life sentence, revealing a twisted narrative of manipulation and death. She was escorted out of the courtroom quietly in handcuffs. She didn't resist. She showed no visible emotion. By then, her pattern had already been uncovered and exposed. Ashley Wallace. In September of 2007, Ashley Wallace laid unconscious in a hospital bed. Ashley was Stacey Castor's daughter from her first marriage and her one and only child. Ashley had fought to recover from a severe toxic exposure that nearly shut her organs down permanently. Doctors later confirmed that antifreeze flooded her system and she survived. Her survival forced investigators to re-examine everything they knew about Stacey Castor's life. Not long before Ashley was hospitalized, investigators found a handwritten letter on her desk. When questioned, Ashley stated that she did not write the letter, and she also stated that her mother tried to off her. The letter's context claimed Ashley had intentionally harmed herself and took full responsibility for her actions. Handwriting experts later confirmed the letter had been written by Stacey Castor, Ashley's mother, due to the fact that the letter was not written in Ashley's handwriting. Stacey had made the emergency call to 911. She had explained that she found Ashley, her daughter, unresponsive, and mentioned Ashley's emotional struggles before anyone asked her about it. David Castor. Years earlier, in August of 2005, Stacey Castor's second husband, David Castor, had been found unresponsive in the bedroom of the home they shared with his wife, Stacey Castor. David was a mechanical engineer and acted as a father figure to Ashley. At the time, his passing was attributed to kidney failure or acute renal failure. No suspicion was cast, and no autopsy had been performed on David Castor before his burial. Weeks prior to his death, David had experienced nausea, confusion, and extreme fatigue. Stacey had told friends he was under stress and insisted on caring for him herself, preparing his food and drinks. David loved and trusted Stacey completely. Investigators later discovered David had uncovered financial problems, with unexplained withdrawals. Arguments followed when he confronted Stacey. Stacey Castor had not planned on her daughter Ashley surviving the antifreeze poisoning attempt, and because she had survived, Stacey's past crimes were all re-examined and brought to light. Michael Wallace was exhumed in September of 2007 for toxicology testing. The toxicology report listed lethal levels of antifreeze, also known as ethylene glycol, in his system. Michael Wallace. Before Stacey's second husband, David Castor, was Michael Wallace, Stacey's first husband and her daughter Ashley Wallace's biological father. Michael had suddenly become seriously ill over several weeks. One day, Michael collapsed and never recovered. Doctors had initially attributed his death to a heart attack. Before Michael passed, their marriage had been under financial strain. Divorce had been discussed. Michael had threatened to expose financial issues he believed Stacey had hidden from him. After his passing, Stacey collected life insurance money and cleared the debt. Early adulthood. As a young adult, Stacey had been described as controlling and image-conscious. She had learned to present herself as composed and trustworthy, deflecting blame when problems arose. Friends later recalled that she had avoided accountability and manipulated sympathy with ease. Control became a solution for her. Deception became her tool. Childhood and early warning signs. Investigators and psychologists traced these traits back to Stacey's childhood. She had grown up in an unstable environment marked by inconsistency, emotional neglect, and lack of boundaries. She learned that attention followed crisis and that control could be achieved through manipulation. Psychologists later identified that Stacey had warning signs: her difficulty forming genuine connections, her frequent lying, and her need to control outcomes at all costs. By adolescence, those traits had hardened. She had learned to mimic emotions without feeling them, and to appear normal while manipulating circumstances behind the scenes. Conclusion. Trial recap. By the time Stacey Castor reached adulthood, she had fully developed the traits and methods that led to the fatal actions. Stacey's 2 husbands were fatally poisoned. One daughter was almost fatally poisoned. Antifreeze repeatedly appeared. By the time Ashley Wallace survived, the full pattern became clear. Investigators traced the story backward, revealing decades of planning, control, and manipulation. The trial exposed it all in full. The verdict had returned the story to the present. Guilty. Life in prison. The story ended where it began. Not with poison, not with money, but with Stacey Castor, who had learned early in her life that control mattered more to her than connections, and that consequences only existed if someone survived long enough to reveal them. In this case, Ashley had survived, and that made all the difference in the world. Please like, comment, follow, and subscribe. Stay tuned for more backwards crime content.